What's up, guys? Welcome back to Expand Podcast with your host, Omar, co-host, JP, and we're talking about all kinds of good stuff. But today is Valentine's Day, so hopefully you guys all surprised your significant other, your kids, or if you haven't yet, go stop by Stater Brothers, pick something up, and then do it later. You know, plan something.
What about
the day is not over yet. And if you're single like this guy,
Okay.
you know what? Pretty much, you really don't have a Valentine other than working. So, and if you're out there trying to do extra just because, you feel left out, like, check your bank account. That's it.
Happy Valentine's Day, Mom.
Because you got a mom.
Yes, that's my Valentine.
That's right. That's good. All right, well, let's get into it. Busy week. A lot of challenges, a lot of challenging conversations. A lot of heated, I'm not going to say arguments, but just disagreements, in this real estate game, business, sellers, buyers, people not performing, partners and, associates that don't see the same light. And that's something that we all face with. And, let's discuss it. Let's go over some victories and, what's been happening on your front.
Well, I have a question. I was thinking about it this morning. You've been let me finish the question first. You've been a broker for the past 20 years, right? You represented
Not 20 years, no.
Well,
agency. I've had my license for 20. I've been a broker for, since 2015.
Okay, 2015. You've been a broker for X amount of years, whatever that is. What challenges have you recently been going through of kind of getting the brokerage to a point where it's not taking too much of your attention and putting more attention towards the wholesale business and other systems and operations that you're trying to create?
It's tough because if you're the person that's truly providing, for the most part, like if I'm talking to all the agents out there, all the solopreneurs that are doing their thing by themselves, and you start, that's all is doing it by yourself. Obviously I haven't TC'd a file in a long time, but representing buyers and sellers and being a broker since I was, since 2015, being able to have other agents underneath your broker's license and train them and help them and guide them and give them leads and, initiate the culture or initiate what worked for me that became successful.
As a broker, you're also liable for
Yes, if you are the managing broker, you are liable. When we first started, I had a normal company that I ran, and I was the broker owner of the company. But later on, I'm like, okay, does it really make sense for the management side of it, for the liability side of it? Because, I'm also buying property, selling property, and once you're exposed, in addition to if you have a portfolio, they can come after you for all kinds of stupid shit because now you're just babysitting a bunch of agents and hoping that they don't, say something wrong, write something wrong. Hopefully they're not, unethical. And it's just a constant battle. So then later on, I'm like, you know what? The best idea is to let a managing broker, or you not be the managing broker, let somebody else have full responsibility under their errors and omissions insurance, and not you. So you just go as your day, you can go along with your day just like usual.
Do you see that in the future, you hiring a managing broker?
There is one now. What happens is anything that you guys do, or anybody that's in the office, or even myself, even though I'm a broker associate at a company,
EXP is liable.
Liable for all the agents. I'm not.
Okay, so I guess the question
cool.
that I'm asking is because I know that a lot of people that are in this business either are in a position like yourself where, they were a broker for X amount of years, they have a couple of agents under themselves, and now they want to start a wholesaling company. What are the three main challenges someone's going to face that actively runs a brokerage, but they want to start a wholesale company as well?
Well, first of all, you're used to being a broker representing sellers. right? Or representing other agents. And if you want to start a wholesale company, you have liability now of fiduciary responsibility, which we always do, because if we're a seller, if we represent a seller, we have to give them the authority to choose. And in essence, that's like giving them the best scenario. Best scenario, your house is fixed up, this, that, and the other. You're going to have a lot of people coming in and out of the house. It's going to be on the market. You're going to get top dollar. You're going to put it on the market. This means inspections, appraisals, termites, all this other stuff. And then later on, you're going to get your money. Like, literally, that's the process.
Of course.
And people will say okay to it because the retail side of it is there. And if there's a substantial increase of, profit or, profit they're making from the sale, it makes sense for them on the retail side, right? Just like when we represent retail sellers. But if you're going to be buying something at a discount, this has happened where sellers are like, hey, wait, aren't you a broker though, or you're an agent, and you took advantage of me, and you did this. You knew what the house was worth. I didn't. I decided to sell it.
Wow.
Yeah, it happens. It does. And it's like, this is why the contracts that you guys write need to be specific in regards to understanding, like, hey, the seller's not in any type of duress, et cetera, et cetera. And the seller understands that you are a licensed real estate broker or agent, and there is no agency involved. Zero whatsoever.
So next question I have is, do you believe, based off of what you know so far, because obviously you're still learning a lot, that you can scale a wholesale company with the same people that you have within your brokerage?
No.
I agree.
And the reason I say no, there is a few exceptions, because as an agent, you have an ego-filled license, because you technically have a piece of paper that you're able to go represent buyers and sellers. So if you try to put a salesperson in a role of
direct responsibilities
to do certain tasks or certain things, they lose the fact of, well, why did I get a license for? Well, I have no boss. Yeah, you don't have a boss. You don't have a 9-to-5, but you have a 24/7, because that's how long it takes for you to increase and for you to actually become a really, really good sales professional or a real estate agent. No one tells you that there's no direct 9-to-5, you're checking in, you're checking out. No, it's whenever the phone rings, whenever there's a lead, whenever there's a text message, you got to respond to it in the very beginning.
Yeah, obviously, if you're like, you work within a wholesale company, you get like paid a salary plus bonuses. But I think what you're saying is it'll probably hurt you more than it'll benefit you, because as an agent, why wouldn't you go work on your own business versus...
Right. And if you got your license and you have a few deals under your belt, get super good at understanding the conversations. Get really good at the buyer side. Get really good at the seller side. Get really good at the psychology of helping sellers. Because then later on, that's going to help you, right? Yeah. To ultimately, like, if you remove the wholesale side of the equation, when I was first coming up and first started, I was wholesaling contracts for $5,000, and people thought I was crazy because, like, what do you mean? How do you do it? My name and or signee. It's really easy, but no one was doing it on the live. There was no limelight in front of it. It was all done back end. There was no contracts. It was literally all you had to do was, I remember selling properties on pieces of paper to other investors that I walked to escrow to say, hey, listen, this is the new buyer now, because I'm assigning all my rights to this contract with A, B, and C, or with seller A. I'm B, but then C is going to close the transaction, and I'm going to make the little small commission in front of it or in the middle of it. And so many escrow companies were like, what are you doing? Like, this is not legal. I'm like, yes, it is. I just assigned my rights to this contract.
And for you agents that say that an assignment is illegal, there's an assignment clause
in the
RPA that allows you to assign your RPA within 17 days. Actually, 17 days might be wrong, but it does let you assign it.
Mm-hmm. And the reason being is because there were so many assignees coming in. And because of which, Guess what? They added it to the RPA.
Oh, that makes
When
sense.
when I first started selling real estate, bro, the RPA was 2 pages.
Yeah, now it's like 24.
No disclosures, by the way. There was no disclosures. It was just like, you agree? Yes, I agree. You agree? Okay, great. We're in escrow. And the car form was a piece of paper. Then they came out with a carbon copy car form. A carbon copy car form.
Oh, no shit.
Yes, there was 3 different copies, the top, the middle, and then the bottom. The bottom would go to the seller, or we would keep one of them, and the other one would go to escrow. It was strange.
That's the
man.
one where you like write on it and it leaks through, right?
Yeah, into 3 different
Pink and like white as
pink
well.
and yellow.
Yeah, there you
It was
go.
white on top, pink and yellow.
Yeah, I remember those.
It's just a trip.
I want to bring up a topic. Obviously, it's very popular right now for agents to create, walkthrough videos of a property and post that on social media.
Yeah.
To, of course, get leads, possibly bring a buyer to that listing.
Right.
If you're an agent that has a listing on the market that's been on the market for 70 days, and another agent,
Or 100 or whatever the number is, yeah.
it's been on the market and it's not selling.
Yeah.
And you see that another agent has made a video on a listing that you have and they're getting a bunch of views, trying to bring a buyer in there. Would that upset you?
Not at all. So any agent that's out there which I know where you're going with this because it's happened to me plenty of times too.
Happened yesterday.
Any agent that's out there or broker or anybody that has a house that has not sold, and there's another agent that did a video on a house that hasn't sold, that's just sitting there rotting because the price is too high. House is nice, but the price is too high or the commission's too low. And there's more exposure because some other agent decided to be a little bit more proactive.
That's literally
and 100% like create more views for themselves, maybe even get a buyer or two that might actually sell your real estate, your listing. That means your seller might be even happier if it did sell because of that damn video. Then let it happen. Honestly, sometimes, yes, make a call or say I'm going to go show this property. Great. But then afterwards, you could say, hey, I made a video. All right, cool. I don't give a shit. If I have a listing that's out there, go make a video, go show the property. And for the people that are asking me to do so, I've said, yeah, go make a video.
Okay, I just want to make sure.
There's a difference of like, hey, I'm going to go do an open house this weekend and I didn't tell you. Okay, that's a little different because we don't know where you're at. But make a video, yes, go expose the shit out of my listing for your benefit because ultimately that your benefit could create a buyer that could benefit me and the seller, which means another 5-star review, which means the property sold, which means everybody makes some money. So the ones that are out there complaining about shit like that, check yourself, and then, potentially let other people do it for you because it's called exposure.
Yeah, I'm not going to name drop, but we got a call yesterday, and I heard the phone call. The agent on our team, Carlos, he recorded the conversation with her because we're going to create content out of that. But she was just like, yeah, it clearly states that you're not allowed to do that outside of your office. You need to take it down. That listing doesn't belong to you. It would upset my sellers. And in my head, I'm thinking it would upset your sellers that their property got sold. Huh. Okay. Well, anyways, just wanted to make sure you think the same way on that.
I've received that phone call many times.
Continue to make those videos, guys.
Yeah, I've received that phone call many times with other people, and I pretty much just told them, all right, well, do what you got to do. Nothing's going to change because it's freedom of speech. And you really can go show a house, showcase it. If it's a vacant home, there's no personal belongings anywhere. No photos. No zoomed in on a family portrait that says, hey, this guy right there is an owner, and that's his kid, and that's his wife. So come see 123 Main Street. None of that happens.
Yeah, and so if you do have listings like that, you clearly did not tell your client to declutter and depersonalize their home. So do your job.
Yeah, that's it. That's funny. That's But you know what, guys? If you are not doing something that is worth it, or if you're not doing something that's not like going to impact or create challenge or create some people to talk about you, well, guess what? You're probably not doing something big enough anyways.
Yep.
No one's saying anything about you. You're not doing much.
I got a new, I guess I'm sure you saw it was passed yesterday, new topic, California's new death tax. So
I saw that.
Yeah. Who was impacted by the new California death tax? We'll talk about that. How did the death tax get passed without California's awareness? And how did California property tax laws change over time? So from what I'm aware of, you can have, let's just say, a property inherited down to you for $100,000. And before, you would pay property taxes on that based off of the original purchase price, which was $100,000, correct?
Okay.
Now, if it's passed down to you, it gets reassessed at its current market value.
Correct.
So if your parents bought a house for $90,000 in the 70s and now it's worth like $900,000 to $1 million,
You're assessed on the $900K.
Wow. That's honestly shitty and amazing at the same time for our business. Sorry.
It's shitty because if you're the person that got inherited, well, it's not really even it's a bonus if we're going to be the ones that are
helping them, obviously, but I'm just thinking about the people that get the property inherited. Imagine getting hit with a tax bill for a home that gets increased, because it could go from like $3,000 to $4,000 a year to like $15,000 to $20,000 a year.
It depends
potentially,
on
right?
Yeah.
So, I mean, that kind of sucks.
It does suck
For the people that are getting these properties passed down to them and don't know how to manage them.
Right. Providing they only take when they sell, it's when they sell the property, though.
Oh.
When they sell the property.
So it doesn't get reassessed once they inherit it?
I think for the tax purposes, it does, dude.
You fact checkers can comment down below, but you think it is?
I'm pretty sure that the reassessed value, like, you know how when
no,
you
so
get
that
reassessed,
you're right, but I think this just got passed yesterday. That now it gets reassessed as soon as the person passes away, and you inherit the home.
As long as there's no surviving person. Dang, that's
because that was already in place. You sold the property taxes get reassessed, but if it was passed down, they wouldn't get reassessed before
until it was sold.
Yeah. So I mean, if you have parents and grandparents that own a lot of property, reposition those houses now and call us to help you.
You know what? Honestly, reposition it. Give up your rights. Maybe add them to title as community property or joint tenants, so it's not an inheritance anymore.
Mm-hmm.
That's one way to bypass it.
Yeah, but I read that yesterday and I was like, oh, well, that's a topic of conversation for sellers that inherit property now. Yeah. Well, do you know as soon as the deed is changed, if you get it recorded, I'm not sure how that works, your property taxes are probably going to 10x.
Isn't that crazy?
Because think about someone buying a house in like LA County, right, in the 70s or 80s. It's around 100,000, 200,000 maybe. Now the median home price in LA is close to $1 million. So it makes sense.
880, 850 or something like that.
Yeah.
It's crazy. Yeah, I mean, hey, in real estate, something's always changing. And we got to stay on top of it. We got to figure it out. And obviously, it's just part of our process.
Let's wrap it up with I feel like these last couple of weeks going into your birthday, you're really getting disciplined with your diet. I don't think I've ever seen you say no as much as you had to food as I've had in these like past couple of weeks. Mm-hmm. So like what mental muscle do you feel like you're constantly like working out in order to achieve your goal, which is have a 6-pack by his birthday?
And if I don't get the 6-pack, I'll have a 4-pack and I'll be probably down a couple inches, 3 inches from my waist.
Is there anything like new that you're learning about yourself? Because I know through doing hard things, people always discover a new version of themselves. I'm
a binge eater.
Oh.
Like especially with the girls, okay, with my little kids. And this is even stemming back from back in the day, from my daughter Savannah. We would go to the movies, and I would want a big thing of popcorn with peanut M&Ms. It was a fucking given. That and a big ass Slurpee.
Do the M&Ms like kind of melt?
Dude, it's so good.
I need to
It's
try
just
that.
money, bro. It really is money. And now we would get seconds. It's like, who gets
So
seconds,
you
bro?
love
Like,
snacks.
oh, I'm sorry.
No, you're
Yeah, like I like snacks and when the Uncrustables yesterday when I was watching Mila, chopping it up and I'm like, dude, I want a little piece because it's like peanut butter and jelly. Like, who doesn't like peanut butter and jelly?
You know what's funny? No, you're 100% right. But Alex Hormozy said something that like when you're craving chips or candy or junk food, it's usually because you're bored.
Yeah.
Because if you were actually hungry, you would go eat an apple. And when I thought about that, because at night I have a huge problem of like, I can kill a bag of chips in like one night.
You're doing it now, yeah.
I don't do that now. I'm very conservative with how many chips I have. But, it sucks because the next morning, like I wake up, my freaking stomach hurts. Mm-hmm. And the only reason I'm eating those bags of chips is not because I'm hungry.
You're bored.
Because I'm just bored. So now I don't have any snacks like an hour before bed. And if I do get the slightest sense of hunger, I'll go have like a bowl of cereal. But if we're snacking, it's usually because we're bored, not because we're hungry.
No, and you're right, because I'm sitting there like I'm in the middle of like a phone call, emails, baby, Uncrustable, kiwis, like chopping stuff up, and I'm like on her little plate, and then she hands it to me when she's done eating her side. She wants to give me, she wants to share, and it's like, how you say no? But I've been saying no, and I was like, damn.
You put it on her, but you're probably like, no, I'm just kidding.
No. that was funny. No, but not seriously though. Like it's, you're the one that's grabbing that mic a certain way too.
All right.
So get the fuck out of here.
Funny.
The other thing too is that I'm saying no because I need to hit that goal.
And you're in a season of saying no.
I am, and the thing is the motivation's gone, but the discipline is still there. And my motivation will, when I start seeing results more in my body and how I feel in the morning, I'm like, yeah. And by the way, haven't had a drink for 24 days.
I'm going to call it this year. I don't know when. Omar's going to do a 5K with his daughter, Savannah.
No, and I will. Like, I'll end up doing a nice... I did 5Ks before all the time.
No, I know you did, but I think it'd be cool for you to do that this year and then, include your daughter in it because I don't know if she's ever done one.
She probably hasn't.
Yeah, but...
And she's super fit.
There you go.
Yeah,
perfect.
Fit,
So, well, see, that's the thing. That's just like setting that small goal in mind allows you to keep building that discipline. 5K next. Oh, shit. Now I got to make sure I'm able to increase my cardiovascular endurance.
Yeah, you know what? Like, it is a challenge. But if it's something that's worth getting to, it's not a challenge. It's just the journey to get there.
Mm-hmm.
Like, we want instant gratification in our real estate business. We want instant gratification. I want to take a few pills and get cut. No problem. Like, I wish that could happen, right? But
what's next?
It's
like, what do you do when you get cut? No, you just keep doing it, dude.
No, there's just going to be a lifestyle change.
Mm-hmm.
And somebody asked me that the other day. It's like, dude, you're going to, like, stop drinking forever? And I'm like, right now, I don't need it. I'm in a season of saying no. I'm in a season of not intoxicating myself. I wake up feeling great. This morning, I woke up at 5:15, and I went to bed at midnight, and I feel great. I worked out for an hour and a half, and that's on me 5 hours of sleep.
So imagine 6 to 7.
Oh, yeah. I mean, obviously, now the discipline just kicked in because I need to get my workout done so I'm ready before the house cleaner gets there at 8. So I leave at 7:50 to go take Gianna to school, and that's what I did. And literally every morning, 5:15, 5:20, do my duties, and then I go to my home gym in the garage, and it's fucking cold. Put the heater on, and I literally put the sauna on, run for 15 minutes, and then I jump in the sauna just to warm up more, and then I hit my workout. So I have a good little routine right now. It's working pretty well.
That's
good.
Cool.
It's good. I'm getting stronger.
And that feels good, right?
Yeah.
Like just pushing more weight and like, have you experienced the pump yet?
I have.
Nice. That's addicting.
It is addicting for sure.
Mm-hmm.
That and I'm adding some burpees in like the extra credit, because obviously you got to do the extra shit to try to get extra results, the results that are specific to either your workout plan or your program. Add more to it.
Power of one more.
And when you start doing that, you start seeing different things. And my arms don't hurt when I'm picking up Mila, Gianna. It's pretty legit. I like squat with both of them, like no problem.
That's cool. Awesome.
Yeah.
No, yeah, I think everyone needs to prioritize their health, and I like that we're getting to a place now where if you're not healthy, people are almost looking at you as like something's wrong with you.
Something's wrong.
Because 5 years ago, if you were really, really healthy, people looked at you as if something was wrong with you. I say that because being in the gym for almost 10 years now, I'm 25. I started working out when I was 26. In high school, people
16.
16, you're right. 16, I'm 25 now, 9 years. People would always tell me, like, dude, you're weird. Like, why do you need to go lift weights? Like, it's just, it doesn't make sense. Like, you're a gym freak. And now it's like normal to do that. And like me back then, I was never trying to be a gym freak. I just wanted to work out and look good. So
yeah, it's a process. It's going to be a 3-month mark, 6-month mark, 9-month mark.
I'm excited to see like the next stage. It's going to be cool.
I'd say by 46, I'm like projecting, 46 years old.
I think Andy Elliott's like 46 or 47.
He's 44, bro.
Oh, wow. He is diced.
Yeah, he's 44. And
diced.
He was just doing it a lot sooner.
Yeah, I'm sure he takes, correct me if I'm wrong. Oh, I don't know. My assumption is I believe he takes some gear. You have to at that age to be that lean, to look like that.
You do.
Yeah.
No, 100%.
Which I'm not against because you obviously still need the discipline, but it's cool that he lives up to it.
Yeah. Like testosterone.
Great episode, man.
It's just, that's going to be like the natural,
Oh, yeah. Get your blood work done every 3 months. I have my appointment next week.
So do I. It's funny.
Sweet.
My labs are up next week at LabCorp.
Mm-hmm. That's right.
So that's going to be it. So, guys, I hope you guys enjoyed our episode. Make sure that you click that link. Click the subscribe button.
I came a lot more prepared with questions today.
It was good. Yeah, it was. It was awesome. Hopefully it helps you, inspires you, educates you, expands your mind a little bit on our Expand podcast. Again, with your host, Omar and JP as co-host. Until the next episode, guys, we'll see you soon.
Take care. Come here. Peace.